Hi, and welcome along to the All Guns Blazing podcast with my man DT. Good to see that you've got a smile on your face. I've got a smile on my face as well. That was a good performance by Nicolas Pepe. I'm not talking about We'll get to talk about.
I'm glad you added Nicolas Pepe on the end of that and not Arsenal.
yeah, I'm not adding Arsenal, and we're going to talk about Sheffield United game. We're going to talk about how Nicolas Pepe has, I think, now arrived with that performance, with the two performances, right? And also we're going to look ahead to, obviously, big game at the weekend. Where, you know, Pepe's going to come up against a player that possibly we could have bought in Zaha and Palace, who beat us last year. And really, they were the team that stopped us from getting into the Champions League. That was, you know, we'll talk about the manager as well. But just before we get into all of those things, our friends at 888 Sport got another conundrum for us. And I want you to listen to this one from your old friend, Expressions.
Alan Shearer has nothing on Harry Kane. First things first, you're going to bring up trophies. Yeah, Kane's still got time for that. Furthermore, trophies are coming faster than Big H in his honeymoon with Kate Goddard. You know, like that, fam. As for Alan Shearer, he's a goal hanger. If he was playing when they had VAR, he wouldn't have no goal scoring record. It's pathetic.
Harry Kane, better than Alan Shearer. Let me just jump in first and say, sorry. You know, maybe Expressions didn't watch a lot of Shearer. Shearer didn't just score tap-ins.
No chance.
Shearer scored like bullet headers. Shearer scored free kicks. Shearer scored like, you know, goals from outside the box as well as tap-ins. And I think Shearer, if Shearer was around now, I think he's a better striker than Harry Kane. Harry Kane, listen, put the Tottenham thing aside, we know he's quality. He's a quality striker, but he's not Alan Shearer, you know, and and if he was that good, like, he would have led them to a trophy. They had the chance, you know, the Champions League final, you know, and in that final, I know he was sort of coming back off an injury. He didn't get a sniff, did he? So, not
at all. I think it's becoming a bit of a recurring thing that me and you are agreeing with things at the moment. I don't like it, but he's talking out of his arse, to be quite honest with you.
Tournaments as well, innit? Shearer didn't. I'm sorry. I mean, in tournaments, you know, Harry Kane hasn't really done it. Like in the World Cup, he didn't live up to what he, you know.
You got to look at the teams that he scored against in the World Cup. You got to look at the fact that he never passed to Sterling. I still remember Euro '96, and Alan Shearer was a focal point of England should have won it. And in that competition, we played good teams and we really, really looked like a side that could go on, and there was no luck involved. I remember when we beat Holland 4-1, I think it was, and Shearer was instrumental in that. You remember the Scotland game as well. I suppose most Arsenal fans remember that because David Seaman saving a penalty. But, you know, you can say about most strikers, if you take away X, Y, and Z, will you take away Harry Kane's penalties?
Although Shearer did used to score a lot of penalties as well.
But I'm saying, if you want to look at, you know, players and pick certain parts with them, you know, we're not saying that Harry Kane's not a good striker, but he's not even better than Aubameyang, let alone Alan Shearer. Don't get me started, man. Expressions, get in the bin.
All right, so listen, you could go along and comment. Get over to the video and make sure you comment. The link is in the description. Say that AFTV sent you here. Get over, comment, and, you know, I'm sorry, we're not having it, but you know, get over and have a look at the video and see what you think. Let's get into it. I'm going to start off not on Sheffield United. Let's start off on a high, on a positive. In the Europa League, Arsenal going on very, very well indeed. Another 3 points. That's 9 now. Basically, one more win and they're through, aren't they? I mean, and but it wasn't a great performance, like you said. But the one thing that every fan came out of there infused about and talking about was the performance of Nicolas Pepe. He came on and he changed the game. And 2 absolutely sublime free kicks.
The second one was amazing.
You know, it's like you sort of said to yourself, this reminded me, this was like a Dennis Bergkamp moment.
Yeah,
remember Bergkamp hadn't scored for all that time, and then he
scored a couple of crackers against Southampton and got himself off the mark. And it's just, look, anyone that watches a game of football will know that Pepe's got something about him, and you just need to give him time. There's a lot of us that have given him time and have gone on after games and said, give him time, give him time. And there are some that have gone on and ripped him apart.
Lives.
He was so apologetic. He was so apologetic after the game. But at the end of the day, I said the Sheffield United game, I saw signs that he was, to what I know he can do. And, he should have scored. We know he should have scored.
Yeah.
But I feel, again, he was kind of going with his stronger foot for that. More out of, let's just make contact, let's try and get it on target. When the ball comes across your body like that, you've got to open yourself up and use your right foot.
Yeah.
So I feel that maybe there's that little part of him still where he's still trying to be too precise. Maybe those 2 goals that he scored
that comes from lack of confidence, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, not just lack of confidence, but also just trying to...
You're trying too hard.
Yeah, trying too hard. And
when you're confident, it's
natural.
It's second nature.
You don't think it's my weak foot.
Yeah, when you've sort of been going for a little bit of a patch, you think, I need to make sure I get this on target, or I need to, and
then his feet end up getting messed up because when the ball comes across from the left like that, you can't naturally use your left foot. You open your body and use your right.
And in that game, against Sheffield United, I was shocked when he got taken off.
I know.
Because he was our best player on the pitch.
He was by far the best player. He was the one causing problems, and you could see that Sheffield United, again, like many defenders against him this season, have been retreating 5 yards. They were scared of him. He had a shot just before he come off where he does that trademark shot from out wide and he whips it, and done the same against Liverpool at Anfield, nearly put it in the top corner. He was causing problems, and Saka had a really quiet game. So I was more than surprised, and I think you could hear it within the crowd. I don't know where you were sitting within the stadium, but around me, people were booing, and they weren't happy because people could see that he was still someone that could create something. So, for him to, come on the...
And that's 3 goals he scored, right, that have been a lot of pressure. The penalty, when he had that penalty, that was a pressurised penalty. He banged that to get us back into the game.
We were 1-0 down against Philip, weren't we? Yeah.
And then yesterday, Thursday, the same thing, like pressure. That free kick. We're 2-1 down. We're not playing well. Bang. Brilliant free kick. The last free kick to win the game, same thing. Brilliant. Out of the 2 free kicks, which one did you think was the best?
Second one.
The second?
Second.
I thought the first one was the best.
No. Do you know what? The first one, he deceived the goalkeeper because they thought he was going to go over the wall towards the near post, and it kind of left the keeper wrong-footed because he takes a step this way and then realises too late. But if he stays in his position without moving that side first, then it's a comfortable save. The second one, you could put any goalkeeper in world football in that goal and they are not saving it. It is on the postage stamp. It is
that was a brilliant one.
On the money.
I think the first one was better. He was far out. I was even thinking to myself, is that a bit far out?
No, I just think he deceived.
It was far out.
I think it was good at deceiving.
The way in which he curled that around as a long wall and got it right into the corner, the dip on it as well. I thought that
don't get me wrong, it was.
I thought the first
one
was better. No one saving that either. It was brilliant.
Well, you say that, but like I said, if the goalkeeper stands his ground and doesn't take that step across to
that's
the
the
natural
thing.
side.
No, but you don't know, do you? That's the thing. That's the thing about a free kick from that range. You don't know whether he's going to try and curl it and whip it into the other corner. Right, the likelihood most people are going to go for the other corner. The majority of people, so you can see why the keeper's going to have a bit more weight on that side, because the majority of people are going to go for that because that's the easier route to take. He went the difficult one of curling it round the wall right into the corner.
For me, it's the second, man. For me, it's the second.
skill level to do that.
Because when you watch the angle behind him of that second one, he literally sets it out and in, and it's top bins. It's just so
vote
pleasing.
For which one you think, because jump in the comments.
Here it goes. It is so pleasing on the eye.
Let us know which one you thought was the best one.
It reminded me of my days of playing.
But it was brilliant. It was brilliant. However, the performance weren't brilliant. And we're going to touch on the 2 games now. Right? Let's first of all, we'll start on that one. The performance in that game, in the first half in particular, was terrible. The amount of times we lost the ball in midfield, and then we were just getting countered on. Now, if we do that against Crystal Palace, we'd get destroyed. And I thought that team, they were pretty good. I mean, listen, I remember saying to a guy sat next to me, I go, anytime you play against teams from Portugal. They're going to have a load of Brazilians in there. They were 4th in their league. They're not going to be mugs, right? And they played some really good counter-attacking football. Actually, the guy who scored is a Tottenham, ex-Tottenham player, wasn't even a Brazilian. But, you know, we made it very easy for them. The way they were just running through was very worrying.
Yeah, it was worrying. Listen, it's been the story of our season and the story of the last few weeks, isn't it? But I think we all realised the problems at half-time. That's why 2 substitutions were made. But the people that are playing, they're not covering themselves in glory. Ainsley Maitland-Niles in particular.
He had a nightmare, didn't he?
He's had a nightmare all season. He's had a nightmare since the end of last season. He's, you know, publicly came out and said that he's not a right back, he's a midfielder. And okay, cool, we'll give you a chance in midfield, and you're still not performing. Explain to me why.
He was what I saw yesterday. Even in the past couple of games he's played in midfield, it's like, he's worse.
Exactly,
He looks like a player.
He should be going out on loan.
I got a lot of criticism for saying this, right? And when I said it before, I was like, make the right back position your own. Stop moaning about it.
Make any position your own.
Yeah, you're in Arsenal's first team, right? And everyone's like, he should be playing in midfield. That's his position. You're in the first team. You've got a chance, right, to cement
Grab it with both hands.
Grab it with both hands. Don't moan. Get your head down and make that position your own. And, you know, I think he really has made a rod for his back by coming out and publicly saying, I'm not a right back.
I'm a midfielder.
I play in the midfield. Now, every time you play in midfield, people are expecting a lot, and there's a lot of competition in that midfield era.
I know, and you know what? The prime example is Martinelli. Doesn't get a chance in the Premier League hardly. Has to sit and just wait and wait and wait. Waits for the Europa, the Carabao, and he's taking it.
Outstanding
5 goals
again.
in 3 games.
Outstanding header. Outstanding in the game as well. Yeah.
You know, it's one positive that you can.
Do you know what he reminded
me
me of, right? You know, he's pressing and stuff like that reminds me of
Luis
Alexis.
Suarez.
Alexis. When Alexis was there.
You could say that. I'd say more like Luis Suarez. If he could end up emulating someone like him, then my God, we'd have a player on our hands. But everything so far from him looks really good. And again, like you're saying, he can do it. He's looking at it and saying, right, I got a chance in the Arsenal first team. All right, I might want to be a striker, but they're putting me out on the left-hand side. I'm not going to moan. I'm going to go and do the business. So the Unai Emery's going, well, you know what? Got a problem on the left-hand side this weekend against Crystal Palace. Lacazette might not be 100% yet. I've got a selection headache here. Because, you know, as well as Saka's done, I'm seeing more from Martinelli than I have Saka. Because there's end product.
I think with Martinelli as well, he scores goals.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
the end product. And it's not just tap-ins or... He scores a lot of headers. For a little guy. Scores a lot of headers, knows where to be at the right time. But he's not, you know, predominantly a, you know, kind of guy that, like a Giroud, should we say, that you think, all right, he's about headers. When you look at Martinelli, you think of skill, pace, the trickery and all that kind of stuff. You don't naturally associate, he's going to score headers. But a lot of his goals, how many headers has he got? 4?
Yeah, some great headers as well.
Some superb headers.
Yeah.
You know, and again, Tierney.
Yeah, what did you make of Tierney? He got off to a bit of a ropey start.
Yeah, he got off to a bit of a...
The first goal, he was sort of caught on the wrong side of the striker. He was, if you look at it, he was kind of got caught out up the field. So by the time when he's trying to get back, the striker came across him. So it was really difficult for him. But, you know, I don't know how much of that was... I still think that was more the midfielder's fault. But he was on the wrong side. He was caught out of position.
Yeah.
But he recovered well in the game.
Oh, yeah, and he had an absolutely solid game. He was solid. He was getting forward.
Assist for the Martinelli goal.
And there was other crosses that he put in that were dangerous. And I've got no problem at all. He should be starting on Sunday. It's as simple as that.
Yeah?
Simple. Well, why wouldn't he?
Well, he might now say he played 90 minutes in that game, so
he
he's
played
not
90 minutes in the last game.
Yeah,
he had the whole international break off. Sorry, but he should have started on Monday. There's no excuses for it. No excuses for it. I'm not buying all this rubbish anymore about time and, you know, integrating and everything else. He's absolutely fine. Play the man. You bought him. There's a reason why you bought him, because obviously you don't think that the players in front of him are good enough. So play him. Don't know what more I can say.
Yeah, and Tierney, who a lot of people would like to see in that team on Sunday. Who else played? Would you look on in that game and said had a good game?
Not many. Not many.
I mean,
to be honest.
Guendouzi came on and was excellent again.
Yeah. I'm on about the starting.
Yeah.
I'm on about starting. You know, it's like
there's no cohesion to the team.
There isn't,
is there?
and I'll tell you what's really starting to wind me up. Right, is that. You know, 1 minute Torreira's playing a defensive midfielder, and then towards the end of the game, he's playing as a number 10, and Ceballos is playing more of a defensive midfielder. And I'm sitting like, what? Just explain to me what your thought process is, because none of us get it. None of us are understanding what you're actually trying to do. And, you know, people can sit there and they're moaning about Emery out, and, you know, are you going to push him out, and this, that, and the other. And I've taken a back seat from a lot of it, and I've been, you know, supportive of the manager for a year and a half. Troops have been supportive of the manager, and you know, you've got to give him your time. And I said initially, you've got to give a manager 3 years or so, but also at the same time, you've got to give the man that time if you're seeing something. All right, and I look at other things that are going on, and we can sit there and say we haven't had a left back and a right back and this, that, the other, and everything else. Let's go and look at Chelsea, for example. Right, they brought in a manager that's still a novice. You know, he's only managed Derby. Right, they're on a transfer ban. They've lost their best player. They've had to bring in a load of kids, but yet they have an identity now. They have a style of play. Maybe things might change if they get some injuries and stuff like that, and the fixtures start piling up. Yes, but at the moment, I'm seeing an identity to Chelsea. I'm seeing players that look like they understand what the manager wants, and they're all enjoying themselves. They're going away to one of the best teams in Europe, at Ajax in the Champions League, picking up a 1-0 win. Look at Inter Milan, Conte. He's gone in there within 3 months. Inter Milan look a completely different side. They've got 2 players within their team that were a laughingstock at Manchester United, but yet he's now got them playing. And there looks to be something about Inter Milan. Managers come in and show what they're about. You start to see things. 18 months down the line, I've not seen anything. At the beginning, I started to see things and I thought, wow, okay, this pressing game, and you think of Leicester and all those kind of games where we've done unbelievable stuff and we went on 22-game unbeaten run, and then all of a sudden it just stopped. The pressing stopped. Players are playing out of positions, it's square pegs, round holes. It's like, I remember Gary Neville doing an interview over a year ago about Unai Emery on Sky, and he said that a manager can never change his ideas to what the players want. He has to constantly drill into them. This is my philosophy. This is what I need to do. You stay to play the way that I want you to play. You don't dictate. It looks to me like Emery started to change around and let the players dictate how they want to. You know what I mean? So to a point where, no, what I mean is to a point where he doesn't know what his best formation is now. Last season he was playing 3, then 4 at the back. Never understood. You know, it always changed each game. It was like he was trying to set up based on what the formation of the opposition was. He was more worried about them than ourselves. You know, he was trying to change the type to the point where players were now getting confused. They were going, this week we're playing in a 3, next week we're in a 4, and then you're playing here, he's playing there, you're dropping out, you're coming in. There was no cohesion. There was all kind of like, everyone just didn't know what was going on. And you remember towards the end of the season, we were sitting there going, we're going to play 3 at the back today, or we're going to play a flat 4. Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? We didn't even know what was going on. So if we can't understand what's going on, you can tell that the players are going, what's going on this week? Are we playing a 3? We're playing a 4? Is there 2 in the midfield? Is there a 1? Is there, you know, we're playing narrow, we're playing wide. No one understands. And the form's continued into this season. And
one of the players that definitely ain't dictating which part he's playing, right, is Mesut Ozil. Left out of the complete squad for the Europa League game. This is after the manager has said, you know, he's trained well, had a ropey start to the season, but he's back with the group and stuff like that. And then that sort of video emerged during the week where it looked like there was a little bit of a standoff in training between Unai Emery and Mesut Ozil. Now listen, it's the manager's right to, you know, make these decisions, and it's a big decision because you've got our top earner on £350,000 a week not playing. Not only is he our top earner, he's our most creative player, and at the moment, the things that fans are moaning about at the most in the game, against Vitoria, in the game against Sheffield United, especially the game against Sheffield United, is the lack of creativity.
Bournemouth at home.
We're not creating a lot, are we?
We're not doing any. What are we creating? Look, we're not sitting here screaming saying Mesut Ozil should be in the starting 11. We're saying he's got to be in the squad. Because what you've got on the bench, you tell me what's better than him on the bench if you need to create a goal.
Well, the funny thing is about the Vitoria game is, remember, at half-time, he withdrew two midfielders, two of the so-called attacking midfielders in the team, then brought on Guendouzi and Ceballos. That means that he could really have rested up Ceballos for Sunday's game, had Ozil on the bench, say, and when he withdrew those two at half-time, brought him on. And I did notice as well, on Thursday night, that there were fans singing, "We got Ozil," and that was that was definitely directed at the manager. There was a fan that we interviewed the fan after the game. He was all over TV with a banner with a little sign that said, "Unai Emery, why are you freezing out Mesut Ozil?" There's a lot of support growing for Mesut Ozil. I don't know if he deserves the support that he's getting, right? Because maybe we don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
You say that.
But hold on. Behind the scenes, we don't know what's going on. Behind the scenes,
hold on. You say that. But Unai Emery come out last week and said that there's no problems. Unai Emery himself came out and said he's training well. He just doesn't feel that he's, ahead of others around him, basically. But
listen, there's no way. If he's training well, there's no way Unai Emery can tell me that he's not better than Ainsley Maitland-Niles and Joe Willock, what I saw.
You tell me.
And I've been very happy with Joe Willock this season. He's had a couple of poor games. Yeah. But come on, Mesut Ozil's on another level to these guys.
You don't need to tell me that.
Although maybe the thing that he could be looking at is that the one thing I can guarantee with those two guys is work rate and effort. Can he guarantee that with Mesut Ozil? We've seen over the years with Mesut Ozil that he does not put in the required amount of work and effort when he does not have the ball. And that is one thing that Unai Emery hates.
Well, Unai Emery, as I said, has come out and said that he's training right. He's doing everything. Don't choke on your carrot juice.
That's good, man.
And it's like he's come out and said this. He said it. So now you're not playing him. So what's actually going on? The other week, when we went out to Germany, he said he rested him. What have you rested him for? This is what I'm saying. The manager's saying this. But I'm sorry, but he's making a rod for his own back, and I'm gonna.
It must be backed up though by the boards, right? Because I
don't think they will.
No, hold on. No, at the moment, it must be backed up by the board because the fact that they're paying him so much money and he's sat on the bench, even in a Europa League game. He must have the support of the board as well. Maybe the board are unhappy. One second. Maybe the board are unhappy that Mesut Ozil didn't leave in the summer because they definitely wanted him out.
Well, no, because Ralph Sanelli's done an interview last week and turned around and said there's no problems. And he also turned around and said we hope that he's going to be in the side soon. It was like,
what do you expect the man to come out? Ralph, what's with the Ozil situation? There's lots of problems behind the scene. There's meltdown in training. And
Robbie, man,
they ain't gonna say that. No.
But Robbie, at the end of the day, they don't have to say anything. The things they are saying are leading us to believe that Ozil's not in the wrong. This is what I'm trying to say to you. Sometimes it's better to say nothing at all. I've learned that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, so what I'm trying to say to you is that, why would they say certain things that actually favour Mesut Ozil?
No, but they're saying things because it's a bit like Man United, isn't it?
It is a Man United when
Mourinho started coming out and being very open about Pogba and the problems they was having, it made things worse.
Do you want me to tell you something?
It made things worse, innit? There's still problems with Pogba, it's obvious. Do you want me to? But people are not talking about it every single day.
No. Do you want me to tell you what I honestly believe? And I say, I know this is going to get put as the title. I just know it already. I honestly think Mesut Ozil will outlast Unai Emery. Look at Robbie's eyes. Ching!
I'm being 100%
genuine,
there's a lot of people who were saying
I'm
that.
telling you.
There's a lot of people who were saying that after Sheffield United, but
I genuinely believe it. He's still a big name. He's still, whether you like it or not, he's still commercially
But is he
huge.
getting a load of hype on like Kenny Ken when I was interviewing him on Thursday night and he was saying it, he goes, this guy's done out here, man. Why is everyone all of a sudden hyping this guy up like he's the second coming when we know the guy's been in the team and he hasn't done enough?
No,
we all know he's not done enough.
No, because at the end of the day, he's not being given the chance. This is the issue. If he's being given a chance and he's not producing, then it only goes and further Unai Emery's cause.
When Arsene Wenger was here, many fans, you included, used to moan about the fact that certain players, no matter how poorly they're playing, always play.
Yeah.
Right?
But Mesut Ozil still used to step up a lot of the time.
One of the prime players that, not necessarily you, because I know you love Mesut Ozil, yeah? But a lot of people over the years have been complaining and saying, this guy should not be playing, especially when we go away from home. He doesn't put the right amount of effort in. He's too lazy. You know, when he loses the ball, he's a passenger. That's been common.
But did you know?
Right, so
did you know that?
Is it now just, listen, I'm just being a bit of devil's advocate here because I personally think that I can't, it's baffling to me that he's not even on the bench in a Europa League game when you've got some guys so creative. But for people that are kind of against Mesut Ozil, they'll look on it and say, well, look where the guy's been in. What's he done? Over the years away from home. Ain't the first time we've been seeing results like the one at Sheffield United. What's he done when he's been in those games? If anything, he's worse in them type of games when you're up against them very physical teams. He just gets bounced off the ball.
The whole doesn't do anything a game is a myth because he actually covered more. He covered right. Let me give you a simple stat.
Here we go.
He actually covered more ground in a game than Alexis Sanchez does. Fact.
You're going to say to me he used to do more work?
He used to cover more ground in a game than Alexis Sanchez.
So you think he worked harder in a game?
Wait there. Right. He used to cover more ground than Alexis Sanchez, but because Alexis used to score goals and he used to get in people's faces and throw his gloves and all this kind of stuff, yay, it's like the whole thing.
So when he's covering that ground, what's he doing? Closing man down, putting a tackle in, stopping attacks from midfield?
Listen.
No. When he's covering that ground, what's he doing with that?
Depends on the game.
No,
I'll
but
have to go back and look at those games specifically.
Yeah, because you know, right? You tell me how many times you've seen that guy, right? Close down players, put a tackle in, press.
I'll tell you something.
Put in that press. How many times have you seen him do that?
Wait, hold on a minute.
In cover ground, may as well get across country run around it.
Shut up, man. You know get Mo Farah in midfield.
Well, we may as well, innit? He'll cover more ground, won't he?
What I'm going to say,
he'll cover more ground and he'll have a better stat.
Listen, what I will say is that in pre-season, I saw a really different look to Mesut Ozil.
Yeah,
and you did as well. No, don't be a dick all your life, yeah?
Yeah, blonde hair.
No, because listen, because I'm going to call you out in a minute on something, right? So get ready, yeah? Just wait, right? But in pre-season, he looked really good. Don't tell me he didn't, because we went to pre-season and he looked good.
That's
the
Colorado Rapids.
Right, no, wait, hold on a minute.
That's the Colorado Rapids. He did look good.
Do you remember him away at Barcelona? And how good he looked there?
Looks all right.
Don't even go there. And then a lot of people have actually told me to bring this up with you, actually. They have. Remember we did the ratings so far the other week, and you demanded that I rated Mesut Ozil.
Yeah, and you refused.
Yes, I did. And I'll tell you why. Because you turned around and said, we're not going to rate Bellerin and Tierney, right? Because...
we rated him.
Bellerin, sorry. We're not going to rate him in that because he hasn't played enough football. Yeah.
No. He's more on the Bellerin things because he's had the injury
and he hasn't played. And he's played more minutes than Mesut Ozil.
No, but Mesut Ozil, right? Mesut Ozil's played in the Premier League, right?
One game.
Yeah, but he's played in the Premier League, right? And you see, the reason why you didn't want to rate him is because you know that he hadn't been good enough.
No. And in that one Premier League game, who opened the Watford defence up for Maitland-Niles to tap in a simple cross for Aubameyang to pull it in? Who opened the Watford defence? He did. Now in the second half, wait, stop interrupting me. All right, you'll get your moment. In that second half, you name me any player in the team that played well. at Watford?
No one.
No one. So on the first half performance, did Mesut Ozil have a decent first half performance at Watford?
Yeah, most of the players did. Most of the
Yeah,
players did.
exactly. So what I'm saying is, in 60 minutes of Mesut Ozil playing in the Premier League, remember, he's only played 60 minutes, that Watford game, yeah? So in that one game, he had a good first half.
Why was he taken off?
You could have took the whole team off.
Now, why was he taken off in particular?
I don't know.
I'll tell you why, right? Because when the going gets tough in games, yeah? And this is... Let me just first say that I do think Mesut Ozil should at least be on the bench for Arsenal at the moment, because I do think that we are lacking in creativity. I was angry on Monday, the game against Sheffield United, that he wasn't on the bench. I was angry that he wasn't on the bench for the game against Vitória, because I want him to be adapted back into the team, right? However, we have to admit, and the facts are there to show, I don't care about your stats about covering ground. When the going gets tough in games, especially away from home, Ozil gets going the other way. He doesn't do nothing. He doesn't contribute. He's a passenger.
I don't understand none of his substitutions.
He's a passenger.
Because if you remember, he took some bias off 10 minutes
so
before
when teams are pressing us and putting a lot of pressure on us, and it's very physical, he's not that guy, and you know that.
Yeah, but what I'm telling you is, to the point that I'm trying to make, that in his one appearance in the Premier League this season, he's actually not done anything wrong. He was poor in that second half. That's why he got hooked.
But then the whole team were.
And one of the reasons why we were put on the back foot was because of the stupid first goal that we gave away that put us on the back foot. Why are players still being given game after game after game after
of course
performing bad?
The managers are at fault as well, of course.
Exactly,
right?
and if you remember his substitutions that day, he took some bias off 10 minutes before and everyone started booing.
Right.
So what I'm saying, Robbie, in the performances that he's had no chance. Do you
remember? And then he had another performance in the Europa League, yeah. And he got substituted in that. Do you remember his attitude when he got taken off?
Yeah, he walked off.
Do you remember how he walked off?
Yeah, slow.
Oh, come on, man. You see, this is
what
the thing.
No, I said
this
slow.
is the thing about you, because you're too biased towards certain players.
I just said what he did. He walked off slow.
His attitude was terrible. The way he walked off.
No, but I'm saying he walked off. I'm agreeing. I'm saying he walked off slow. I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying he walked off.
Yeah, but you just like, he walked off slow. His attitude stunk that day.
Yeah, but listen, look, I'm going to revert this all the way back.
Right, and then also, wait a minute.
I'm going to revert this all the way back to the Europa League final, yeah?
Right. Look at how he came.
Yes.
Remember how he came off in that game?
But I'm going to go to something else, yeah? What he was calling Unai Emery. In the dugout after he got taken off, when he said, "You're not a coach." We've all seen the videos over the last week or so.
Yeah, so if you're going to be there turning around telling the man who's in charge that you're not a coach, having stink attitude when you're being taken off and things like that, it's no wonder you're not playing.
Mm-hmm. Well,
he's got to play his part as well.
Hold on, we're going into this season.
This is a team game, right? He's got to play his part as well. He can't just sit there and say to himself, I'm Mesut Ozil, I create a lot. Right, so you better start playing me. You've got to show it in training, and your attitude has to be right. And I did not like, and remember, this is coming from someone who does feel he should be at least on the bench, but we don't know exactly what's going on behind the scenes. But in a couple of little snapshots that I've seen, that training thing the other day, the final, and when he got taken off in that Europa League game, his attitude, that is not an attitude to me of a team player at the moment. That is the attitude of like a spoilt brat almost. Why are you taking me off? It's going to take my time. We were losing in that final, and when he came off,
I know.
Normally when a team's losing and they hold your number up, they'll sprint off to get the other player on. He just took his time, just like it was all about him. And maybe the manager's looking at it and saying, "Yeah, you think it's all about you because you're on 350 grand a week and you." No, it's not all about you.
Yeah, but
you ain't even until you change your attitude.
Yeah,
you're not back in the squad.
You say that, and then in pre-season, did it look like his attitude had changed, and did he look good? Yes, he did.
But then maybe since then,
since then he misses the start of the season because someone tries to mug him, and then he gets.
Kolasinac's just come back after that.
Kolasinac's been given the chance.
No, but
I'd
Kolasinac...
rather Kolasinac was not in the squad.
No, but no, you can't say that because maybe
Yeah, I can.
Kolasinac attitude is good.
Man, because
maybe
this
is a team game, DT.
Nah,
you got your team, right?
Nah.
You got your team, the DTFC, right? If you've got a player in your team, right, that he could be a top player in your team, but his attitude stinks. Every time you tell him to do something, he doesn't do it. When you say to him, right, I want you to play up front, he says, I ain't playing there. I'll play midfield. When you
I don't
tell
have
him,
players like
hold
that.
on.
They respect
but
me.
if you had a player like that, who didn't respect you, yeah, who was in your team, but he's really good, but he don't respect you at all, would you just play him just for the fact that he's good, or
No.
would you? Thank you.
No.
So, this is the same with Unai Emery, innit?
No,
He's
but-
looking on it and he's
no.
saying to himself, this guy, for you to come off and you tell him, man, because the man's
gonna
taking
eat
you off,
this in a
right?
minute.
You're not a coach. That's a lack of respect.
No, but what I'm saying is, right, what I'm trying to say is, right, from the outside in, he had a good pre-season. Then there was the robbery. Then he got given the chance after that. And he
robbery. Oh, God.
Some of these mans ain't
The
brought up
robbery.
like
He
that.
didn't get robbed, you know?
Yeah, but he tempted
Right?
to be
It was
robbed.
listen.
And he had
Don't
his
get me
missus in
wrong.
the car and
It was
everything
a
else.
horrible situation. But Kolasinac just come back.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that when Ozil come back and was given his opportunity for 45 minutes, he had done well against Watford.
Yeah, okay.
And then the whole team.
Okay.
So, but was that performance enough to go, you know what, I'm dropping you completely
But
from
we
the
don't
squad?
know what's happened since.
Yes,
we don't know what's happening behind the
since,
scenes.
But Unai Emery's now come out and said he's training well. He's training everything right. So I'm going off what the manager's telling us.
True, but I suppose we got to be a bit. Look on it in real terms, in that they're not going to come out and tell the truth.
Fair enough.
They're not going to come out and say, yeah, you know what, his attitude
But let's
stinks.
all look at the players, right? Alexis Sanchez, just use him as an example. It's very clear that there was a split in that dressing room over the players with Alexis Sanchez, and a lot of them didn't like him.
Mm-hmm.
When he left, you could tell they didn't like him. You only have to look on social media and everything else. The players love Mesut Ozil. Now, this post he put out after the incident the other day where he's laughing, saying, "You make me laugh." Yeah? Now, you can look at that
Why
two
has he
ways.
done that for?
Listen, I don't know. I'm not.
He's trying to get back in the team. This is what I'm saying.
I am not his PA or anything else.
Well, you
right?
should be.
But what
you should be his PR manager.
Yeah, well, there you go then. But what I'm trying to say is, yeah. Nah, you're all right, mate. Sticky carrot juice, man. What I'm trying to say is, yeah, is that post he put up, whatever intention he had of that, yeah.
Not a good intention.
Look who liked it. 3 of our 5 captains.
Listen, man.
Sorry, 3 of the 5 captains have liked it. So either we're reading into that wrong, and what he's implying is that there was nothing in that between him and Unai Emery.
Maybe there were.
And all the comments that everyone's making, he's implying you make me laugh to all the comments that are trying to stir it up. But obviously, given the situation,
why not then come out when these people are taking it the wrong way and say, yes, people.
Why
not come out there and say people are taking this the wrong way? This is a private joke between friends.
No, I know that.
Or something like that. He ain't done that because he's sitting there and he's thinking, Emery, yeah.
You can just imagine Messi sitting there like,
it could
be. Emery.
Yeah, he's sitting there like, yeah, Emery. He goes, you think, yeah? They know it's you. They know it's you, boy. Yeah. Right?
Well, he turned Jamaican as well, did he? That's your boy. Look,
he looking at it saying, they know it's you.
But what I'm trying to say is,
why do that? It was unnecessary to do that.
If it isn't, you know, what you're saying, and it is, if it's not a private joke and it's not something, and it is directed at the manager, like I said, 3 of the 5 captains have liked it. They will know what's going on.
Would you have him in on the squad?
Yes.
For the game against Crystal Palace?
Yes. He should be in the squad.
Now, this Crystal Palace game is a massive game. Let's remember last year. I remember I walked up to the ground. I think I saw you.
Yeah.
Right? You've always got your little... Right? He'll be looking at his phone. And the team comes out and he goes, "Oh, Robert, I'm fuming. And he'll just be pacing up and down, right? So I saw him do that, right? And then I looked on my phone and I was like, Jenkinson. I saw the team and all these changes and I'm like, Jenkinson up against Wilfried Zaha, Townsend. Man. And I was like, why have we made all these changes? This is Palace. They're no mugs. They got a good team, especially away from home. Good counter-attacking team, and that game cost us the Champions League, and that was down to Unai Emery, in my opinion. He underestimated
him.
Yeah, and, you know, we got beaten by Palace, and those 3 points that we dropped ultimately cost us the Champions League place.
Yeah.
And ever since that game,
we've been downhill.
We've not been that great.
No.
You know, we lost the final. We started the season. We've been okay. In the Europa League, we've been okay. But we've not been... I think this weekend is a landmark game for Unai Emery, because I have noticed in interviewing fans over the past few weeks that fans are turning a bit. You know what I mean? They're starting... I don't think it's reached the stage where, like, you know, you got a few fans saying he should go.
Bro, I'm seeing Emery out banners.
Yeah, from a couple of people with some stupid little placards,
that's the start.
right? But it is the start. But I think he can turn it around. I think, you know, a couple of good wins, he can turn it around. But I think this weekend, if he was to lose against Palace, or if we're not to put in a good performance against Palace, the naysayers again are going to be on his case. The Ozil stuff's going to come up again, because I don't think he'll pick Ozil, so that will come up again. And you've got to question some of his decisions. I mean, on Monday against Sheffield United, I was like, why is Tierney not starting? Why has he played a full 90 minutes? Now, he's saying that Kolasinac has not done anything to be dropped.
It's not done anything to play.
I don't think, from what I've seen of Tierney, we've seen Tierney, the way in which he crosses the ball and gets the ball into the... That's what we need.
And the way he pushes the fullbacks back.
Yeah, we need something out wide, right? And he gives us that width. He creates problems with his crossing. So, and Kolasinac, we know he's crossing it, although he was very unlucky in that game because he put in a great cross for Pepe. That was the one that Pepe missed. So we could have been talking about a great assist by him. But he just doesn't consistently put those crosses in. I'd rather have Kolasinac on the bench as someone you could bring on later on and start with Tierney. But this is a huge game for Unai Emery, and if he loses it...
Civil war. It's going to be unrest, isn't there? I don't think that this is the one that's going to really make or break him. I think it's the one after, when we play away from home.
Leicester away.
Because that's where now we're starting
Liverpool away.
Well, do you know what? I think that the Liverpool away one, he's got to squeeze because it's the Carabao Cup, and I think
then Leicester away,
because I think Liverpool will play a very understrength side as well, and so will we.
Yeah, and then Leicester away.
That's the one. That one. Because if we lose that, you may as well say that Leicester, have overtaken us.
And then remember, Leicester away last season, they destroyed us.
Yeah.
That was embarrassing.
And do you know what makes matters worse as well, and why I ask all these questions, is because when the job was available, who's the name that was being mentioned to take over?
Brendan Rodgers.
And what was everyone doing?
Laughing.
Yeah.
And he's doing a great job, and they are playing with identity.
Oh, he's manager at Celtic. My nan can do that, and she's been dead 10 years. All this bullshit. Do you know what I mean? He nearly took Liverpool to a title.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Steven Gerrard
I've always said he's a good manager, and when people were saying stuff like that, you know. But going back to Emery, I mean, what does he have to change?
Everything.
Like what? Tell me what he has to change.
Our whole approach. This over pragmatic. We are pragmatic FC right now.
He's pragmatic. You know what? I was chatting to Adam from Get French News, yeah? I remember when he first came in, we did an interview with Adam, yeah? And Adam said at that time, he goes, the one thing about...
I suppose they call it Adam from Get French News.
He's English, actually, right? But the one thing he said, I remember, when we got Emery in and I did an interview with him, asking him about Emery at PSG and that, he said, Robbie, he's very pragmatic. When I spoke to him during the week, I said, yeah, I remember you said he's pragmatic. Bloody hell, he's showing that. And he's going, told you, Robbie. He goes... When he was at PSG, he goes, they won the league with him and that. But he goes, one of the main reasons people wanted him out, he was having problems with players, Neymar and all that. So that's similar to the Ozil thing, and Ben Arfa and that. So that's similar to the Ozil thing, right? He said, but also the style of play, he's very pragmatic. He goes, they'd be playing in games, and he'd put Blaise Matuidi on the left to solidify them a bit more. And the fans are looking at it and saying, look at all these amazing players we've got. We should be going out and smashing teams. Why are you playing Blaise Matuidi there? You know what I mean? Player natural. So he's always sort of been that way. Is he going to change that?
No, clearly not.
You know, but you think he needs
Remember when he first come in, he said, I'd rather win games 5-4 than
Yeah.
1-0 and whatever. Well, that was a lie.
So he needs to
Clearly.
change his pragmatism. What else for you?
It's just our whole approach, the mentality of the team, the way that we're playing at the moment. The players don't look like they're playing with any confidence at all. They don't look like they know what they're doing. Players are playing out of position. Why is Torreira playing as a 10? We bought one of the most promising and best defensive midfielders at the time when we bought Lucas Torreira. Do you remember the World Cup he had? Do you remember the season he had at Sampdoria? I watched him 2 weeks ago for Uruguay in defensive midfield. What have you got? Lucas Torreira, the player that we bought. As soon as he plays for us, let's play him as a number 10. What are you doing? Why are you playing him out of position? It's the same old Robbie. We've got like Aubameyang, Lacazette, Pepe. We've got some of the best attackers, and yet we play like Stoke.
I wouldn't exactly say we play like
We're boring, Robbie. We're boring. Boring. Shit football. It's crap. You could talk about George Graham. I'm from that era. I know what that football was like. But we had a team that could go 1-0, job done, game over. We haven't got a team that can do that and play that style of being so defensive, so solid, and get the one goal. You're not going to do that every week. We played, in the George Graham era, within our means. Those were our players. That's what we had. So we used those players to the best of our ability, which was defensively, nick a goal, 1-0 to the Arsenal, boring. That's what we were about. That's what we had. But we did also have a few flair players in there. Your Rocky Rocastles, Mickey Thomas, Ian Wright when he come in, and all that kind of stuff. But predominantly, we were a defensive unit, a defensive side, yeah? Then obviously, the first few years under Arsene Wenger, changed it all around. You had the solidity at the back, but he brought the flair in, right? We've got the flair, but we're not playing like that. We're playing like we want to be solid, but we've not got the defenders for that, or he's not using the defenders for that. You're not going to get that solid base. Why are you not utilising what you have in attack? We've got a team full of creativity, and we're not creating.
How long do you give the manager?
I think you need to review it in January now. Honestly.
Review in January?
I'm on it.
You said you could give him 3 years.
Listen to me,
See,
right? Let's
it
not,
was all
no, shush. Let's not get this twisted, yeah?
It is twisted.
No,
it was all talk. You said give him 3 years.
Listen.
You said you
don't
give him 3
twist it
years.
up. I give the manager 3 years if I start to see things. Yeah, you've got to see things, Robbie, yeah? You have to see. You can't give a man.
You said we've got to be patient. We've got to give him 3 years.
Wait. When a manager comes into the club,
so you lied then.
I ain't lied.
You call Emery a liar. You're a liar,
man. Listen, let me explain something to you. Yeah. Let me explain something. Right. If a manager comes into the club, yeah. Right. The first thing comes in, and I say to you, Robbie, new manager's in. What do you think we need to do with him? Everything else. You'd sit there and you'd say,
let's be patient.
Yeah, we'll be patient. Give him a few years, etc.
No. I said be patient.
Listen. Say things are not going right after that first year. You go. You know what? The first year's a squeeze, it's a buy, because everyone needs to implement their own ideas, etc. A lot of us looked at the first year and went, he had an injury, and we were all holding on to that 22 games. 22 games unbeaten, the Leicester performance, Fulham. And bearing in mind, even though we beat Fulham 5-1, we still conceded 20 odd shots on goal in that game, which is a stat that actually surprised me when I see it this week, right? But we look and hold on to that, and then we go into the second season. And we're seeing no different, and it's going and going.
Fifth in the league.
The problem, because everyone else around us is shit.
It's early in the season.
Let me explain something. We cannot afford to miss out on the Champions League this season.
So he's given till the end of the season.
No, this is what I'm saying to you. Listen to me, right? We got a run of games now. Leicester away is a key one. All right, but everything else, we should have won at Sheffield United. No disrespect to Sheffield United, but we're Arsenal Football Club. We should be going there and we should be winning. Liverpool were not at their best. They got some luck along their way, but they ground out a 1-0 win, because that's what big teams do. Good teams grind out results when they're not playing well. Fact. We don't. We lose. We don't grind anything out. They just grind my gears.
No, you can't say that.
No, we're crap. Robbie, we're playing crap.
You can't say we don't grind out things, because we've shown a lot of spirit in certain games. Against Villa, where we came back.
That is one performance, the second half
Man
performance.
United, we came back.
Man United,
we came back, we were losing 1-0.
We were crap. We were crap.
Yeah, but we were losing 1-0.
I don't care. We were crap. We were absolute
It was all right when Liverpool
shit.
did it the other day and came back. Everyone said, great. They didn't play well either in that game.
No, but the fact is, Man United actually played well in that game against Liverpool. That is one of the best I've seen Manchester United. Against us, Man United were crap. And we were even more crap. We never went for the throat. This is what I'm trying to say to you. Each game's different.
You're 3 years now.
Look at you with your big grin on your
face.
face.
No, because I'm laughing.
This
because
guy.
I remember you. 3 years. We got to give 3 years.
Yes, but I'm not
three
seeing
more
anything.
years.
What
three
am I
more
seeing?
years.
Shut up.
Right?
Carrying on like this is a Donald Trump rally. Do you know what I mean? This guy.
3 years, you said, and now?
Because I'm not seeing anything.
You want to review it in general?
I'm not seeing anything.
Let me ask you a question, because we're coming towards the end of the show. Let me ask you this question, right? We got the game this week.
Palace.
If the game finishes on Sunday, we won the game.
Spit out.
Right? If you're in charge of Arsenal Football Club, right? You're the chairman, yeah? You get a phone call on the Monday from Allegri's people, and they say, DT, Allegri is available right now. He will come to Arsenal right now. Would you sack Unai Emery and bring in Allegri?
The way it's going.
Just answer the question, man.
Just shush yourself, man.
Just answer.
I'm allowed a right to express how I need to.
Hey, you're not in court now, mate.
No. Allegri is the one available, but there's another manager that I'd actually wouldn't mind seeing at Arsenal.
But let's answer the Allegri one first.
I'd say come back and ask me in January.
No, so you wouldn't. So you say no.
But I do like another manager out there.
All right, so who's the other manager?
Ajax's manager, Ten Hag.
All right, it's the same situation. Ten Hag.
I would. That's what I'd go with.
So
I just think that he fits
after beating Palace on the Sunday, you'd sack
papers cracks.
Unai Emery on the Monday.
All he does is paper cracks.
You'd sack him on the Monday and bring in Ten Hag from Ajax.
Sometimes when you are in a position of power, you
got beaten by Chelsea by the other night.
You need to make some strong decisions, and I feel as owner of Arsenal Football Club, I would be strong enough to make those decisions and let the axe fall on my neck if it's wrong. What about you?
It's a good idea, that.
Yeah? What about you?
Huh?
What about you?
I asked the question. Nobody asked me my question. Right? I asked the question. I asked my own question, man. You know what I mean? Now you're trying to. I'm the one that asked it, right?
You answer me. You answer me for a second, right?
If Allegri was available,
would you take him? If you got given one opportunity, there's no January, there's no end of the season. Now, Allegri.
I'll take him.
There you go then.
Because I just, you know what it is, right? I always think to myself, we had a similar situation with Guardiola. We didn't take him. Now look. We had a similar situation with Klopp. I do think, listen, Emery deserves more time. He deserves till the end of the season. It'd just be that if somebody as an elite manager like that was available right now, willing to come to Arsenal, you can't turn that down.
What do you think
in my
of the
opinion.
Ajax manager?
Huh?
The Ajax manager.
I think he's good. Yeah, he's a good manager.
I think he's
I don't think he's in the same grade as Allegri. Allegri is one of the elite managers of the world, and I just worry that, like, I want Unai Emery to succeed. I really do. I like Unai Emery, but he has to change a lot of things. He, like you said, he's too pragmatic. He needs to unleash the team now. And I do think, listen, we've been discussing it a lot throughout the show. What I think needs to happen is he needs to now resolve this problem with Ozil. They need to sit down. They need to work it out, and he needs to start assimilating him back into the team. However, I do back some of his stance on Ozil because people have got short memories. This guy as well has not put in enough, especially last season. He didn't put in enough. So he doesn't deserve to come waltzing back into the team, especially if his attitude's bad. But we're lacking creativity at the moment, so we need to try and... Unai Emery's a coach. Not the manager. The manager role is done. It's not like in Wenger's day. He's a coach. His job is to get the best out of all of the players, right?
Yep.
So I want to see him get the best out of Mesut Ozil, and that's what I'd like to see. Listen, we've come to the end of the podcast today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out the link there for the 888 Sport, Kane versus Shearer. You've heard what me and him have got to say. I don't know what expressions was what's he been smoking over there, as they said, the Liverpool guy them said one time, to say Kane's better than Shearer. So I ain't having that. But what do you guys think? The link's in the description. DT, we got your team soon. It's coming up.
9 days.
Yeah.
Did you see our game the other night?
Huh?
We had a little friendly game just to keep us ticking over.
I haven't. So who did you play?
Team from London, North London Colts. Beat him 8-2.
8-2. Boy, what a score!
Yeah, no. When that scoreline come in, I turned around to my players. I was like, "Please get one more. Please score one more, because this brings back so many bad memories. Please score one more. Please, please, please." So, yeah, it was.
They obviously weren't very good then.
And they were a good side. They were a good side.
8-2.
We were just very, very dominant, and look, you'll see for yourself. So good.
This guy, man, I'll tell you.
I'll tell you something as well. Our eighth goal the other night was the 50th goal for DTFC.
Yeah.
As a club in 15 games.
Oh, well done. I heard you're a bit like Emery.
There's nothing pragmatic about me, mate. My team attacks.
I heard you a bit like Emery, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was hearing.
Go on, wait for the punchline. Here we go. Huh? Go on, Robbie. Go on, drop.
There's no punchline. I just heard you a bit like Emery.
Listen, I've just told you my team scored 50 goals in 15 games.
No, do you know why they said you're a bit like Emery?
Here we go. Watch.
Huh?
Go on, wait for the punchline.
Because every time you talk, they can't understand what you say. Thanks for watching the show. Right? The link is in the description. Right. So get us on all formats. We're available on Spotify, iTunes, everything. Jump on it right now, and we'll be back next week.